All right, what's up, my brother? So in this video, we have a gentleman who is saying, my wife has suggested we get a white sperm donor. They're both Chinese, by the way. She's 35, he's 35. I'm worried she was never attracted to me. Let's dive into this message here. My wife and I have been married for 4 years. For the past 3.5 years, we've been trying to conceive. It has been tough for both of us. We're both really busy jobs. We have a dog that has been sick, plus our commutes to our jobs are both an hour long, so it just adds a lot of stress to our relationship. A lot of complicate life, justify why right off the bat, right? The frustration that has been going on now is that we haven't been able to get pregnant. We have gone to fertility doctors. They haven't said that either of us are infertile, so everything should be working. We have started really tracking my wife's cycles. I've done some yoga, eating healthier, and getting sunlight. We even planned our trips to Florida during the time my wife is ovulating. We have not tried IVF. It is really expensive and it would completely eat away at our emergency fund, and it usually requires multiple tries as well. I don't know what it costs where this guy lives. I'm assuming he lives in the States, but I think here in Canada, they advertise it on the radio here for like 20 grand. He goes on to say, my wife and I were talking about this and she has asked me about how do I feel with a sperm donor. For those of you that don't know, that's typically generally pretty close to free. Sometimes they do AI, artificial insemination, which is, I guess it's like a turkey baster sort of method, or NI, which is natural insemination, which means she's going to have to bang the white dude. So she's asking about a sperm donor at this point. I told her I would really like to be the father of my children, but if it came down to it, I'd be open to sperm donor / adoption. She then starts going off about how picking a sperm donor is actually really great because it is one of the places you can pick out the exact genetics you want for your kid. I was like, yeah, it's cool. She then asked me how I would feel about choosing a white sperm donor. I was like, I would be against it. And then she starts asking me why. And I am like, this guy, and then I am like, hey, I would like my children to look like me. Pretty reasonable. I mean, the whole point, like the whole selling point of having children is you pass on your DNA, your name, you give your stuff away to them, sort of thing, right? She is then like, well, that's a really patriarchal and racist concept. I'm not sure how patriarchal got drawn into this, but she's clearly a feminist the way she's talking already. She then starts listing off all the great things that would happen. She is like, our kids would be taller, they would fit better into American society, and then she starts going off on how interracial babies are the cutest. I am like, here he goes with his likes, I am like getting visibly uncomfortable, so she kind of backs off the topic. I'll be honest. Like, if we, I can't stand this guy's likes. Like, if we went to, maybe this is part of the problem why he has a low sperm count. Like, if we went to the sperm bank and is like, all we get is white sperm, I am like, okay, yeah, this guy definitely is soy boy, right? Fine, but this is coming from my wife, and it makes me very uncomfortable. First, we haven't even tried IVF. Neither of us are infertile, and if we go for a sperm donor, we would need to pay for IVF for that as well. Not necessarily. Like I explained earlier, there's NI and there's AI methods, and that's probably what she's thinking about. And what makes me feel really, really uncomfortable is the fact that I think almost all of the guys that she's dated before me were white. And I had some friends be like, dude, she's only with you because she's 30 plus and looking to settle down. There it is. This guy's red-pilled. He's pointing to the facts. Dude is unplugged from the matrix. And I just brushed them off. But now the fact that we're having these talks is already making me feel very uncomfortable. I don't know what to tell her. Like, seriously, like now, I am wondering if I am even her type. Like, if we, I'm going to keep doing that. Like, if we have an Asian child, she will be like, oh, I wish he was a mixed race one. Like, I am legitimately scared. I'll say this. The workload, the stress has taken a toll on our relationship, and I'm not sure if I should take it on as negatively as I am. Is couples therapy a good option for our situation? Interesting. Well, I have some thoughts on that. And for my astute longtime viewers, yes, the snow has come. It is the middle of November here, and the roads are covered. All right, well, let's talk about the whole race thing first of all, because we got a Chinese couple here that she's bringing up the conversation of a sperm donor that's outside of their race. I'm just going to talk generally here. Again, the big selling point for most guys to have children is to pass on their name, their DNA into perpetuity so they can hand down their stuff. When you adopt, then you're not doing that. When you take on a sperm donor, you're not doing that. That's it's basically the biggest insult that you can give a guy, is that your juice ain't good enough, or isn't working, or I don't want it. In this case, it seems like, because they both haven't been confirmed to be infertile. So let's go get some other dude outside of our race to knock me up. I don't care how much woke Kool-Aid you've been drunk on. The fact remains, the vast majority of the population out there wants children that look like them. Not somebody else, not somebody from another race. They want kids that are theirs, that have their name. That's why paternity fraud is such a big deal. That's why guys get jealous when women go outside of the relationship, or look like they're starting to go outside of the relationship. They just can't stand it, right? When guys cheat, all she wants to know is, did you love him? When a woman betrays, by the way, men cheat, women betray, they're two different things. When a woman betrays, he's more concerned with, did you fuck him? How many times did you do it? Did you did it? And all this sort of stuff. So it's a very, very different sort of conversation. So you got to keep in mind here, men and women are exceptionally different. And this is a massive, huge slap in this guy's face, telling him that she wants a sperm donor, and then beyond that, it's like a flurry of the solar plexus now. She's saying, I don't even want our cultural race. I want to go outside of that because of insert all of the reasons. So, look, asking the question, am I being unreasonable for this guy? With all the likes in his post, he doesn't sound like he's a strong masculine, leader of the household sort of thing, right? Like this, like that, like. So, look, maybe that's part of the problem. I would imagine it is, but it's difficult to assess it without actually talking to them and, seeing what they look like and what their lifestyle's like. But at the end of the day, this would not fly for most guys. It sure as shit wouldn't fly in my household. If I was with a chick, let's say I'm 35, I'm quite a bit older now, but let's say that I'm 35, and she would bring up the topic, hey, since we're not having kids yet and it doesn't seem to be working out, I'd like to get a sperm donor outside of our race, because that would be really cute, and we'd have all of these insert, advantages. I'd be like, the door's unlocked, you walk out of it, we're done. It's always going to be locked, you trying to come through it. Understand that. But guys, being even in a position to entertain and write this out, and he must have read it before he pressed the submit button. Must have. Why? The question I ask is why? Why are we in a place where you would even contemplate this, where you would even broach the topic, where you even, table it for discussion? There was times in history where this would be like the end, done. We're not even having this conversation, get the fuck out. But in this scenario, he's actually contemplating it. The idea has actually crossed his mind that it might be worth something tabling, clearly. So that's just the state of society today, it looks like. I get more and more of these, and I see them more and more often. People forward me these posts, emails and all this information for me to review, and it's like, it's kind of sickening, to see that this is the direction that we're heading in society, where, guys aren't good enough. They're good enough to pay the bills. They're good enough to put a roof over her head. They're good enough to be a partner, if that's what you want to call it today, instead of a husband or a wife, because everybody likes using generic terms. Why use specific and direct terms like husband and wife? They start using stuff like that a lot. My partner. It's just not good enough. If I was this dude, I'd get the fuck out, find a chick that's younger, that's more fertile, because let's be honest, at 35, the chances of the fertility issues being him, unless he's very low T, which they haven't even identified, it seems like, but it could be with the like stuff, it's probably her, right? Women are most fertile in their very late teens, early 20s. And beyond that, women know this, that are in their 30s, because they start having baby rabies. And if you don't know what baby rabies is, that's basically a woman's unhealthy attachment to having kids very, very rapidly, very, very quickly. And they'll literally do anything, like, table, let's get a sperm donor, because this hasn't happened in 3 years. Keep in mind, they've only been together for 3 years. Let's get a sperm donor outside of our race, and I'll get impregnated that way. Like, I'm even starting to say it now. See, it rubs off on you. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. This is bonkers to me. Absolutely bonkers. Is this something that you would contemplate, entertain, even have an open discussion on? My advice to this guy, get rid of her. You want to have kids, Find a woman that's younger and more fertile. Stop using go to the gym, lift weights, and develop a strong masculine frame. What do you guys think? You guys leave a comment below, hit the like button. We'll see you guys in the next video. There's a pinned series of links in the top comment. You can check that out if you're interested in grabbing my book or diving more into my other tools and resources beyond. See you guys later. Peace out.